So we want to look at classification models. Why do we call them classification models? I'm sure you remember we focused on machine learning, and we said machine learning is it's divided into three models, right? One of them being the supervised machine learning models. So when you're looking at supervised learning machine models, we're looking at a model that considers the input and considers the output. So relating with the course that you are doing in regression analysis and ANOVA, you would understand that when you're focusing on the simple linear regression model, we're looking at a dependent variable and an independent variable, which is one independent and one dependent. And then we extend it to a multiple linear regression, which is one dependent and more than one independent independent variables, which is two or more independent variables. So, and that's the extension of those models. So we look at the extension of multiple linear regression. We talk about supervised learning techniques where there is an input. The input, that's the independent variable, and then the output, that's the dependent variable. So within classification models, we've got a vast of them, right? We've got what is called the logistic regression model, right? We've got what is called the decision tree. We've got the random forest model. So here in this course, it's more of a introduction to these model aspects so that you get to appreciate the importance of these models, how they work, what's their use, right? So basically, today we're going to focus on logistic regression model. It's either called a logistic regression or a binomial regression model. So when I'm looking at binomial regression model, so binomial regression model, it's from the binomial distribution that we have done in probability theory 1, where the binomial has got only two possible outcomes, which is either a success or failure, right? So it depends on what data do you have, right? And you should be able to determine whether a logistic regression or a binomial regression applies in this context. So I have got a data set, which is a famous data set, which is found online, right? This data set is it's called Titanic data. I'm sure you've watched the movie when you're young. It's an interesting movie. If you've never watched it, I encourage you to watch it. You would understand the data very well. So I think now today, I want us to interact and understand each chord by chord. What does it mean, right? And then by the end of the lecture, I'm sure you'll be understanding what's the meaning of each and every chord, right? So I think I'll start with the Blessy, who is on the top list. And Blessy, I want you to explain to me what should I do before I import the dataset in Excel. So before I run this command 1, what should I do? Please let's respond fast so that we can make progress. Okay, the next one on my list, I'm not sure where is it. It's Fazai. Fazai.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what should I do before I run that command that I violated?
I think you should check, Titanic, check if the Titanic dataset is there, first of all, in your file storage, be it in the documents or whatever, but it should be saved first of all, or downloaded and saved.
Okay. For now, I have downloaded it. I have got it. I've got it in my folder. So what should I do if it's in my folder?
I think you should open it.
How? Because here I have to import it. How do I import it?
I think you open it through Excel, and then you check if the data is showing the way it was showing from your uploaded file, and then you run that code.
So if I run this code, it will work.
If it's open, the Titanic CSV file, if it's open.
Okay, let me open it. I will tell you that I have opened it, and then you tell me that.
Okay.
Now I'm running, it's opened.
Okay.
But it's giving me error.
No, I have no idea.
RS Mudiwa.
Yeah, say I want to try.
Yes, go ahead. I like people try.
What about if we import the library Tidyverse?
And then?
Then we run the code.
Okay, let me import the library. Yeah, now I see. So I think when you come here, it'll be a good time with the exam. I think I'll give you the verse. Did I install it? But I don't think it's the right channel of using Tidyverse. How do you import an Excel file, a CSV file, guys?
Say, I want to try.
Yes, try Primrose.
You need to set the working directory.
Excellent. Excellent, Primrose. So where should I go by setting the working directory?
Session.
Yes, then?
And then set working directory.
Uh-huh.
And then choose the directory.
Excellent. So now I'm looking for the folder for where I have stored the what? My data, right? And then I've set a working directory. Friends, I didn't know about it. Friends, I didn't know about it.
Yes, I wasn't aware of that part. All I know is just I click it and then I'm done.
We need to be able to import all the data files. So I think when you come, you guys tell other guys. I'm sure there will be a practical exam, a practical test, or some sort of whatever you've done. Because I'm realizing if we are failing to import, that's something else. Okay, now Primrose, can you explain to us what is this code doing in this one that I failed, the one that I have to run? Now I've set the working directory.
That code, yeah. Let me try then. That, yeah, my data is the variable, and then read to CSV. Ndo ichaenda kunoreader from Titanic. Ndo read that Titanic data.
And then what is Titanic.csv?
That's the data that's the name that save our data really.
So that's the data that you want to import, right?
Yes.
So the data file name is called Titanic, but it has got an extension which is CSV. Right? Yeah. I want to correct you something there. My data is not the variable. My data is an object which contains a data frame. right?
Okay, noted.
Yeah, it's not a variable. I'll show you the variables when we're dealing them.
Okay.
Right. Next, Kelvin.
Yes, sir.
Kelvin.
Yes, sir.
What does that code that I violated does?
This brings the top part of the data which you have said it's my data on and above there.
How many first top data do you observe?
I think the first 10 variables.
I honest. Let's try it. If you're saying it's the first 10, is it the first 10?
Oh, no, it's the top 7.
7? Are you serious?
It's 6.
6.
He didn't know if you are 6.
Right.
6.
Suppose, okay, Kevin, suppose you want to observe, you want to see the first 10 data sets. What should I do?
You should, I think you should highlight that a 10 after my data in brackets.
Also, I should write this.
No, in brackets. That 10 should be in brackets.
Okay, let's try it. Just wait, Lynn, the opportunity to come. Just mute your mic a little bit. Right? Can we run it? Yeah, today yes. I want you guys to participate because I will give you a new class when you come. It's giving me an error.
Say, can I please try?
Yeah, go ahead, try.
I think after the command my data in the brackets, after my data, it's supposed to be a comma and then 10. Then our 10 is not supposed to be in brackets because we're now imputing another command inside the command.
Excellent. You see, Kevin?
Yeah, I've seen that.
You have learned something, right?
Yeah.
This is how you should understand the codes. Play something reader, so I'll skip you. Okay. Primrose, explain to us what is this code does. Primrose.
Yes, I'm trying to figure it out.
What does that code does?
I think it's the logistic regression. That's the variable.
No, I corrected you there. That's the object name for the whole data.
Okay, so say I'm not sure.
Aram, do you want?
I think it's going to remove the column 3, 6, and 8. The column 3, then 6 to 8.
Excellent. Okay, explain to other guys why are you saying it's the column?
I think that C, that negative C, is representing that we should subtract the columns that are in brackets. That is 3, then comma, then it said 6, then to 8. That colon, it shows that it's from 6 to 8. Then 3 is on its own.
Why column? Why not row?
I think row is represented by R. I'm not sure, but I just know that C is for column.
I think you did a mistake when you're explaining about C. C is not about the column. C is a vector. But why column? Can somebody answer? Why column? Tanato. If you're going to ignore me, I'll keep quiet. I'll involve those who participate.
I don't know.
It's better you
column.
talk than you keep quiet like this. Okay, this is what you need to know, guys, about this coding. Ask yourself, why are you doing this alter?
See. I'm not so sure.
Tifa?
Not so sure of it.
All right, Lynn?
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you? Why is Primrose saying it's we are removing the columns, not the rows?
Before the comma, it's called my rows. Then after the comma, those are columns.
Excellent.
So yes, sir.
Excellent. You have understood, Primrose?
No, sir.
You see, there is a comma here inside the square brackets, right? Do you see this
Yes.
comma? Right?
Yes.
So before the comma, you'll be removing rows. Right?
Yes.
You'll be removing what? Rows.
Yes.
But I think I did a mistake. It's importing what? Iris data set. I don't know why. I'll check probably. Let me see what is happening here. So what it means is that before the comma, we are dealing with the rows. After the comma, you're dealing with what? With the columns.
The columns.
Yes. And okay, I want to see the structure of the data. What should I do? Anzan. Fadzai.
So I think you use the dimension command. It allows you to see the structure of your data
Use what?
in its various. The dimension command, the DIM.
Does it show us the data? The structure? Yeah, now it's okay. Dim, what does it mean?
It returns the dimension, the number of columns or rows.
No, I want to see how the structure of my data is.
Summary, use the summary command.
Summary, does it show? Okay, let's try a summary, right? And see what happens. You guys, you need to understand these basics.
Let me try.
That's why I think you're taking long. Does it show me the structure or it gives me the summary? The mean and standard deviation. Does it give me the structure?
No.
No.
So, okay, Primrose. Primrose.
I think it's STR command. STR command.
Very good.
Exactly.
It gives you the structure of what? Of the data.
The data.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So now, look at this, Fadzai. What's the difference between the two that you've given me? Check on the console.
Yeah, the first one for the summary just gives you the values within your data set, that is the mean, the medians, and then the structure, it shows you the data frame and all the forms of data you have within your data set.
Okay, what is another function for looking at the structure of the data? Lynn.
I'm not sure. Then.
Okay.
I was a structure STR.
Can I
What
try?
is
Type of
the what?
the type of command.
Try.
Using the type command. Does it work?
Which function is that?
Type of.
Can you spell it? I can't hear you. Can you type on the chat?
Okay.
Have you ever seen me using glimpse?
Oh.
Have you ever seen me using glimpse?
No.
Yes,
No.
sir.
I've used sometimes glimpse. It's library or multiplier.
Yep.
How do you spell multiplier? It's the oops.
It's the DPLYR.
Or let me see to Fazai's statement. It says type of. Is there space Fazai?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you.
I'm saying, is there space when you're saying type of?
No, I think it was autocorrect that changed it.
So there's no space.
Yes.
So I should type of. Okay, it says type of determines the type or storage mode of any object. Let's see.
Yeah, so I think it
shows
doesn't work.
it doesn't
I
give a
don't
structure, right?
Okay.
So you need to, guys, I think you need to master these commands and be in your fingertips to say, okay, if I want to do this, what is the command that I need to do? Right, now glimpse. Let me load this package, multiplier, right? Now let me type glimpse. Can you see what I have done?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So it's a glimpse function. It shows the structure of the data, right? Okay, I'm dealing with the basics now before we get into the actual things. That means it has to be basic and you understand it. Okay, we use the head to view our data, right? What other functions can you use to view your data? Tanato.
I think we use view.
Huh?
We use view.
With a small letter V.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I'm talking about programming. Let me use the small letter V. We will see what happens. Is it coming out?
No, it's not.
So what should we call? Anyone to
Try.
help Tafatsu? Understand, sorry.
What about capital letter V?
Yeah. You should be able to type and no error is coming out. You see what has happened? It gives me on the source window the variables that I have.
Yeah.
I've got survived, P class, name, sex, age, sibling, spouse abroad, parents, children abroad, fair, right? I can close. What is another way of viewing the data?
What if we say my data?
We have used it.
Just type my data, sir.
No, we have used my data. Or my data. Or just type my data. I see. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's another way. Excellent. Oh, I've overlooked that one. You see, this one, you see the whole data set, right? Is it? Then what is another function?
Say I wanted to ask, what is the purpose of tail my data?
Let's try it. Let's try it. I know what it means, right? But let's try it so that you see, right?
Yeah.
Who can explain to him what does tail imply?
Can I try?
Yes.
Tell my data, it gives you the last 6 contents of your data, because tail means the end. So obviously it's going to highlight or give you a glimpse of the last 6 contents of your data in your data set.
Excellent, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. So say, can I say tail is the opposite of head, my dad?
Excellent.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
You see what it does?
Yeah, I've seen what it does.
Then I was saying you're welcome. So probably if you want to see the last 10 observation, you will say tail point what 10, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. Let's go to another function, right? Which enables us to see the data. Which function is that? You haven't seen me using edit. You've never seen me using edit.
I have not.
Edit my data. Do you see what has happened? Or probably it's another window, so I have to share you the window. Can you see something?
No, sir.
Okay, let me stop sharing and then share that one window. Do you see this one?
Oh.
Yeah, this is excellent.
I don't know. These things are all available online. These are things that we're supposed to be doing and learning. Huh?
Also, trying man on the cat.
How do you spell it?
CAT. Then my data, my bracket.
So these are the functions that you should be using, guys. You should be. There's something wrong about it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Excellent. I like the try. But these are the things that you guys you should be having some Zoom lectures to discuss these things. Yeah, somebody says print my data. I think this one works. That's another one. I think when you gather, you see, I think over the vacation we have to hold a seminar on how you deal with R, how you deal with Python.
We say, try the other one, data, then in brackets my data.
Yeah, that one I'm sure it works again. With my data not found. I think there is a way. Then it works when you go the data set in R. Not this one.
Can I try? What about the slice command?
The what?
Slice command.
Slice.
Yes.
That one requires deploy, right?
Yes.
It gives you. So you've got all the option, guys, to view the data. Show your knowledge in public. Right? Let's move on to something else. Right? Did you see? Okay, let's look at the variables. Right?
Hello.
Yes. So I was saying, let's look at the variables, right? We have got variable that is called survived, right? These are people who survived in the Titanic data and some who didn't survive, right? So those who survived, they represent a 1, right? And those who didn't survive, they represent what? A 0, right? So you've got 2 groups of people. Either they survived or they didn't survive, right? We've got P class, which is called the passenger what? Class, right? In a plane, in a train, right? In a boat, there are classes of passengers, right? So there is class 1, there is class 2, there was class 3, right? Then there is name of every passenger. There is sex of every passenger. There is age of every passenger. There is sibling, spouse abroad. There is parents, children abroad. There is the fare, all right? So my question is, suppose I want to see, if you look at sex, there are males and female. Probably I want to cross-check whether is it consistent or not, right? I want to see whether there are 2 levels, which is male and female, or 2 categories, which are male or female. Which function should I use? Primrose.
My data $sign 6.
Let's try it. My data $sign, and then I pick what? 6, right? Right. Here it's showing me almost everything, which is good, Primrose, right? What you said, but it's not specifically what I want to know. Because suppose I want to check for consistency of the data, whether is it correctly labeled or incorrectly labeled. How can I see that?
I'm not sure, sir.
Lynn? Lynn?
Say,
How should we see that these are correctly labeled?
ndizvinazonzwisisa rimwe kuti chii cheko
Okay, we want to see how many levels are within the variable sex.
how many levels are within the variable.
We know that they are supposed to be 2, male and female, right? But if the data is not captured well, right, there might be more than 2 levels. This is what we're doing in data cleaning.
Yeah, I see. I think it's type.
Okay, if you're going to use the function called levels, right, and then you say my data, then $sign, levels, it's not coming out. What can you use? Oh, you can connect after a minute, right? Can you use, let's use structure. It's not giving us 2 levels. There's a function that is used for us to get what? two levels in a variable, or somebody has texted saying is what is my data. It's Kevin.
I see. Yes.
Let me try. It's giving also now, or probably it's because of our data. Let's look at our data again. Probably we're supposed to convert it to be a vector, or sorry, structure.